Hello, my Renaissance men and women. Today we're going to talk about Joe Rogan, Neil Young, and Spotify. I felt the need to do this video. Heard a couple things on the news, and I thought we should have our own little debate in the comment section. See what you guys think, see what you feel about this whole situation. First off, Joe Rogan, an American podcaster, UFC, color commentator, comedian, actor, and former television presenter. Joe Rogan began his career in comedy in 1988 in Boston area. Joe Rogan was born in Newark, New Jersey, United States. Neil Young, OC, OM, is a Canadian-American singer, musician, and songwriter. After embarking on his music career in Winnipeg in the 1960s, Young moved to Los Angeles, joining Buffalo Springfield and Stephen Stills, Richie Furay, and others. Young was born in 1945. He's 76 years old, born in Toronto. Good old Canadian boy, eh? Then we got Spotify. Spotify is a Swedish audio streaming and media service provider, founded in April 23rd, 2006 by Daniel Elk and Martin Laurentins, something like that. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Spotify is the world's largest music streaming service provider with over 381 million monthly active users, including 172 million paying subscribers as of September 2021. You guys keep my six here. I just got here, lit up the fire. I heard a few tree knocks up in the mountain there. I'm the only one here. Nobody else is out here. So just watch my back if you can. Got the headlights pointing there. The lake's right here to my right. Heard the tree knocks straight behind the camera. Up in the mountain literally as soon as I got here. I'm gonna read this article from theguardian.com. Headlines: Spotify removes Neil Young's music over feud over Joe Rogan's false COVID claims. Wow, there goes the media again. They're the ones with the claims, it sounds like, just in this headline here. The music streaming platform Spotify is in the process of removing Neil Young's music after the company refused to take down Joe Rogan's podcast. The musician added, "I want to let Spotify know immediately today that I want all my music off their platform. They can have Rogan or Young." Leave in the comments, who would you rather hear on Spotify, Joe Rogan's podcast or Neil Young's music? I've never been a fan of Neil Young, to be honest, and it sounds like he's just getting really old and bitter. And this thing with Joe Rogan and his misinformation, it keeps going on and on and on. It's been, first off, Joe Rogan took ivermectin and beat COVID, so the media shamed him about that, telling everyone that he ate horse dewormer. Ivermectin is actually an award-winning drug back in its day when it first started being produced and stuff. It's a really good medicine, so they shamed him there. He didn't take the horse version of it. There is a horse dewormer for horses, ivermectin, but it's also a medication for humans as well. So that's a bit of misinformation right there from the media once again. Stars are out. Fire's going out. Damn it. Let me get this lit. A Spotify spokesperson confirmed that Hollywood Reporter on Wednesday that the platform was taking down Young's music. "We want all the world's music and audio content to be available on Spotify. With that comes great responsibility in balancing both safety for listeners and freedom for creators. We have detailed content policies in place, and we've removed over 20,000 podcast episodes related to COVID since the start of the pandemic. So Spotify has already removed 20,000 different podcasts for talking about COVID, literally. That's quite a bit. Joe Rogan has a few. I did a video about them a couple of weeks ago. Joe Rogan's podcast with Dr. Peter McCall and Dr. Robert Malone. I took quite a bit of heat in the comment section for that. People trying to say that I'm misinforming people. It was a small percentage. I can literally count the people on my hand. They're sending me links to things like some debunk with funk or something, and I watched the video. That was just ridiculous. I think that guy's actually sponsored by Pfizer probably, but just anything anyone had to say was just kind of ridiculous. Those two podcasts again, people were saying that I was creating spam videos on my YouTube for having Joe Rogan and the doctors' names in the title. Obviously, YouTube's not going to play those podcasts, so what I did was I was just inviting people to watch those podcasts through my video, kind of saying they're pretty important podcasts that everyone should watch them, and I left the links in the description for people to click on and watch. So I don't know why people got all upset in the comments stating that my video is spam and all this crap, but if they want to watch the podcast, go to Spotify and watch it. Simple. It's about 1 degree out right now. Pretty nice. Must be 9 p.m. Can't wait till spring comes around, get a bit more light in the evening so we can get out into nature and enjoy it. This is stated by Spotify. We want all the world's music and audio content to be available to Spotify users. With that comes great responsibility in balancing both safety for listeners and freedoms for creators. We have detailed content policies in place. I already read that part. Since the pandemic, Rogan, who has legions of devoted followers, has repeatedly spread misinformation and false claims. That's stated by Neil Young again. You guys probably heard about this. The 270 doctors and scientists and health professionals that apparently wrote a letter to Spotify expressing concern about medical misinformation about Rogan's podcast. So that's 2 people now demanding Spotify to take Rogan's podcast down. What do you guys think about all this that's going on? Turns out those doctors weren't, those 270 doctors, half of them were like nurses and not even like doctors to begin with, or scientists, just people that worked in that field. So someone's trying to work really hard to get these podcasts down. I'm sure we can all figure out who that is. Anyway, those, again, they got denied by Spotify and as well as Neil Young. So like I said earlier, Joe Rogan signed the biggest deal in history with Spotify, that $100 million deal. That's going to be a pretty big loss for Spotify to just boot Joe Rogan off their platform. It sounds like the 2 owners of Spotify are pretty down-to-earth guys. They seem to have good heads on their shoulders, and they know what's right. They know it's the truth right now. This is not only a scientific or medical concern, it's a sociology issue with devastating proportions. And Spotify is responsible for allowing this activity to thrive on its platform. It's a podcast, for damn sakes. You can talk about whatever you want on a podcast. That's what they're for, right? So that's the article. I want to know like what you guys think about this whole situation, this whole Neil Young demanding that Spotify remove Joe Rogan's podcast. That's another thing. Who does this guy think he is, demanding Spotify to do something? Like demanding two other grown adults to do something? Like technically isn't Spotify like Neil Young's employer in a way? Yet he's demanding them to kick Joe Rogan off because they have a difference in opinion. What is this world coming to right now? It's crazy stuff. So if you can, in the comments, either write Neil Young or Joe Rogan. That'll be your answer. That's how I'll know what's going on, what your answer is, who you would like to see more on Spotify. Spotify does invite Neil Young to bring his music back whenever he gets over his little hissy fit, but for now he's out of there. That was top of the headlines today. You guys probably won't see this video for 2 more days. I thought I should get it out there. Something else happening in the world. We got the truckers all heading to Ottawa right now. There's truckers in the US, truckers in Canada, all heading to the Parliament building in Ottawa, Canada. Let me know what you guys think about that situation as well. For me, my personal opinion on it, I think those truckers are modern day war heroes for what they're doing. And yet still the media will sit back and call them anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers, when 80% of them are vaxxed in the first place. They're fighting for way more than wearing a mask and getting a vaccine. There's a lot more happening than that. And if you're not aware of that by now, then you really gotta give your head a shake. A little bit about my channel. We got some videos coming up. We got Chilliwack Lake Sasquatch, and we're gonna have another video coming up. It's gonna be about the urban Sasquatch. I'm gonna go around some urban areas, just outside some urban areas, try to find some sign, and we're gonna just prove a point that these beings do get a lot closer to the cities than you might think. They're always watching us. They're watching me right now. They're listening to me right now. I heard the tree knock up there when I first got here. It's got me on edge a little bit, but we're gonna sit here and enjoy this fire if I can get it burning. Got a bunch of wood in the back of the truck I had to burn up. Get it out of there. I want to clean up the back of the truck. Might as well enjoy a good fire. We got the Sasquatch videos. Still doing the Jeep thing, so I know a lot of people are into the Sasquatch thing. Just kind of got to be a bit patient. I gotta put out a few more Jeep videos, do a bit more mods to this Jeep. Just got the paint refinished on it. Got a video on that. Some pod lights we're gonna install here soon. Probably gonna take it easy on the off-road for a while until I get some mud flaps and proper paint protection. It's a little bit chilly, not bad, not bad. So I've been spending a ton of time trying to answer all the comments on the videos. I actually really enjoy the group of people that I'm starting to get as subscribers. Very, very caring, loving, and thankful people. They're thankful for the videos that I'm doing. They're very, very knowledgeable people as well. Like some of these comments are just overwhelming. It's amazing the intelligent people that I got on the channel here as subscribers. I got to thank Steve Isdale for that, because a large portion of my subscribers came from Steve Isdale. I did a video on him, and I gotta say he's got a great group of people following him, and it's actually a pleasure to have some of those people following my channel now. and I try to answer every single comment. So I do got to cut down on it. If it's a question, I'll answer it, but other than that, I can't answer everybody. So if you want to just ask a question, I'll answer that, and other than that, I'm just gonna like your comment, and that's about it for now. It's just too much, but I will answer questions. What I'm trying to do is just get a good group of people, like-minded people, because talking to people in today's world is just, it's like pulling teeth, and it's just really stale conversation nowadays if you're not talking to people that are like-minded. So I have noticed that the people that I have subscribed to the channel are very like-minded to myself, and that I really enjoy. Can actually sit down, have some good conversations with some people, meaningful conversations, and that means a lot. That's good for my life, like in general, good for my mental health to actually have people around. I know they're not physically there, but it's still always good to have people to talk to, right? So I want to thank everyone for subscribing. Again, I appreciate every single one of you. Hit me up in the comments. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Sasquatch, what's happening in today's world. Problem with that, I sent a few comments on my Joe Rogan video, and I wrote up this massive comment, and it took me like almost an hour to write it. And I posted it, and then it just disappeared. So there's a huge, massive censorship happening right now. All the platforms have it, Spotify included. The only reason they're not taking Joe Rogan down is because it's got to be because of that, you know. But I do want to thank Joe Rogan for everything he's done. Who could have ever imagined that Joe Rogan would have been our greatest champion of truth? Who would actually imagine that? It's amazing what he's doing. I want to thank the doctors and scientists he's been having on his podcast lately. These guys are getting a ton of heat. But these guys' opinions are the same opinions as a lot of doctors and scientists that risked it all and lost their careers. They lost everything for informing us. So let's stick to our guns and see how this convoy goes through and see what happens in Ottawa. I hope it does some good, but we just gotta stay strong and keep on fighting for our freedoms, I guess. I never would imagine, honestly, Joe Rogan would be the champion of truth right now. I was actually losing faith in Joe Rogan for a while there. Mainly over one topic, and you guys probably know what that topic is. That's about the big guys, the guys up here in the mountains watching me right now. So when Joe Rogan first started his podcast, he was really into the Sasquatch phenomenon. He used to have people on talking about it all the time. And then like a flip of a dime, he switched. Then he started making fun of Sasquatch. He was a believer before. I'm not a believer, by the way. I know these things exist. I don't believe it. I know it. And then on the flip of a dime, he just switched, started making fun of people. He had Les Stroud on the show. Les Stroud did some Bigfoot research. And then bam, he started making fun of Les Stroud right on the podcast and stuff. And that really turned me off of Joe Rogan at that point. Les Stroud is a solid dude. He's one of the first guys to ever go out and film themselves in the forest. I look up to Les Stroud a lot as a human being, as everything that he's done with his SurvivorMan show. And when Joe Rogan did that, it just really put a bad taste in my mouth for him. But what he's doing now certainly makes up for that. 100%. I'd just really like to know, like, was Joe Rogan paid by somebody? Was he told to shut up about Sasquatch? Or what happened there that he just overnight flipped? I'd really like to know that. If you guys know the answer to that or have any theories on that, let me know in the comments. Alright, hopefully you guys don't think this is another spam video. I read the article, I talked about both sides, and it's probably my first time reading anything on on camera here. Maybe I read like shit, I don't know, but I'm actually just kind of practicing because I'm gonna start sharing some people's stories, some people's encounters in some upcoming videos. So this was kind of just a trial for that. So if you want to, like, share, and subscribe. If not, just keep watching if you want. If you don't want to watch, beat it. Cheers for now.